All right. Hello. What's going on, guys? This is DEATHWALKSALONE, and the reason why I'm making this video is because I'm a lazy piece of crap. I never do any of this crap, and to be honest with you, I just want to really push for what my goals are going to be for 2025, what I'm going to be really focusing on. I've got my notes here for this. I hate editing. Sorry, don't care. We're just going to go straight in as much as I can. So, just to get out of the way ahead of time, we're going to start with love. So, I'm single now. I have two beautiful children, two girls that I take care of half the time. We share custody. There's no legal anything right now. I still pay for her bills about half. She lives with her parents. Every once in a while, spends the night over here just to ease it into me having the kids before she goes to work the next day. Uh, we're not on the worst of terms. We're not on the greatest. It's just weird. She just, yeah, I broke it off with her, but that's because it felt like I was living with a wall. And being in a loveless relationship is horrific. I just wanted her to understand that if you want to be a wife, you have to act like a wife. If I'm acting like a husband, I'm doing this stuff, it just makes sense to me. So, just want to get that out of the way. Would I love to find a loving woman that wants to help me get to my goals, and I help her get her to her goals? Like that's what I always wanted, and just love her kiddos unconditionally, get them better places. I've been a huge focus on getting my kids, smarter, to understand stuff, and just really taking the time. No matter how tired I am, I have to flip my sleep schedule. I'm miserable, but I got to deal with it until the littlest one gets into school next year. So a little bit longer than I can switch jobs, and I'll figure out what happens because with her, it's almost impossible to gauge anyway. All right. So, fitness. So, I had gotten really lazy with fitness. Luckily, I'm super competitive. So, because she got super into shape and admittedly even prettier than she already was, uh, no matter it was great for me to be able to kick myself in the butt to move. Sometimes there's just you got to use anything, no matter good, bad, otherwise, and just make it happen. So I started P90X3. I got on accident. I've been super hardcore into collecting physical media because I've had so many issues with streaming services, with playing online, and all this stuff. So I've kind of I had this when I was on tour, on deployment. I completely couldn't stand it. So, yeah, I'm fully on embracing whenever possible, not to buy digital, to just buy physical. Uh, and I'm just going to keep pushing it as much as I can. But that being said, with the fitness, doing P90X3, I got that on accident and I started doing it. I'm already on week 2. That's why I'm so sweaty. I did P90X and I did chest today. After I did triometrics and then this, and oh lordy lordy, it's a lot. I did get P90X original, so when I finish P90X3's interval of 90 days, I'm going to go to that because it's supposed to be harder and longer. So I'll try to modify my current workouts for that because I won't be able to make it, but I'm trying. I've also been trying to do 1,800 calories. I'm not always getting there. Soups are definitely the cheat, but it's okay. I'm making it happen, and I am down to 161, 162, which is the lowest I've been in a long time. Uh, I've been hovering around 170 forever, so I know it. When you're working out harder, muscle's gonna weigh heavier. It's gonna be a lot of fluctuation, water weight, blah blah blah. There's a million things that go into it. It's just a very slow, time-consuming thing. So, I'm 36 years old. I'm really trying to push to get in the best health that I've ever been in hopes that either I can get back into jiu-jitsu or anyway, I can just appreciate my body because I always wanted to do calisthenics and do all the cool stuff you just see people do. And like, yeah, have control of my body. That's why I did gymnastics. But now I'm training on my own and doing other stuff. It's time to get there. And I think this is a very good hold into it because actually my goal this year was to dunk, and I did plyometrics the last like month and a half, and I have been jumping higher, but P90X3 has it integrated into a lot of the programs. So, and something about having a trainer is very effective to get that little extra out of you as long as you have the mindset of doing that. And that's the kind of person I am. If I have someone that pushes me, even if it's just a TV show for whatever reason, I do more and I do much more. I get all that extra effort. I will literally be dying at the end, soaked in sweat, and just be totally tired to where my legs can barely function. And I'm like, yeah, yeah, I did it. Whereas when I do my own stuff, I'm like, all right, I did my things. It wasn't as effective, and I knew that. So I'll have to modify that in the future. But for now, let's use these courses to get somewhere. Thank God for DVDs, man. I got 2 DVD players and a Blu-ray player just because I don't want any of them crapping out on me. So as far as that's concerned, that's all. Everything with fitness, just trying to eat better, get a better habit with cooking and other stuff. I've done much better with that. So with gaming, gaming. So I haven't been gaming near as much. That's not been the focus, especially with breakup and just trying to make sure the kids are okay and everything like that. I have been playing Smash. That's the only fighting game I've been playing. The occasional DOA. Uh, I completely quit Tekken. I just don't have time. I don't have time for anything. But I had gotten the Smash bug again, and I had actually bought a Switch Lite, and it was messed up. So it took 2 suppliers, uh, messed up Joy Cons from the first one. Finally, these new ones came in. So the Switch Lite now has a new joystick that actually works on the left hand side, which is the most important. Because I was just going to run it like the 3DS without the other stick. But it's just super stoked. I have it. This is my 3DS. It's not that much bigger, but I'm happier that it's smaller than the original Switch. I want handhelds. Please make the Switch 2 not giant like the friggin' Steam Deck. I hated how big the Steam Deck was. That's why I got rid of it. So, anyway, that being said, I finally have a training tool to work on Ultimate on the go because I don't have time to play at home. I don't sit in front of my TV like I once did. It is handhelds. I got to I might do a match. The kids need something. Oh, I got to, take out the trash. Oh, I got to build something, but I can get a match in real quick. Whatever. And it's been effective. And speaking of Smash and Smash 4, right before I had fixed this, I literally did it yesterday on Smash 4. You can see I'm working on corn right now. But I'm over the 50% win margin finally with Zero Suit. That's a big deal for me because I've been at like 36% forever. It took until like 850 matches total to get over that hurdle because I had to completely rehash Smash fundamentals and go through this, that, and the other and completely redevelop, starting to work on matchups and things of that nature. So it's been a slow build. I've had a ton of fun doing it and correcting all of the, we play Smash all this time or any fighting game, and you realize you wasted a lot of time because you didn't focus on the right things. It happens. I never took it really. I I took it seriously, but I wouldn't do it for long enough to actually integrate it like permanently. So now I've been working on it. It's getting somewhere. Somehow my brother just keeps getting better anyway. And William's been doing his cool mod stuff too. So, everybody's just tearing it up or representing technique. Everybody's been doing their thing where they're killing it, man. It's awesome. So, anyway, speaking of with DOA, I want to push on it and Virtua Fighter because Virtua Fighter 6 just got its announced. Ooh, buddy, do I want to play? But I have no time. So it's on the back burner, man. It's just like with Tekken. I had to give up Tekken 8. Why? I had life stuff happen. And it's okay. It's totally fine. Uh, you know, all my ideas don't go away with Legacy Play and all the other stuff that I wanted. As far as content, I'll go over that in a minute. But speaking of, I will make a quick mention. So I've been pushing Spanish. Spanish has actually superseded any hobby I've had, period. Because A, it's been the easiest to do with Pimsleur on my insanely long car rides at the job I have to work right now. And then 2, I have a ton of people that speak Spanish where I work at these plants. And what do I have to do? I got to use it. And it's been very effective. Am I great? No. I am not great at Spanish at all. Do I enjoy it a lot? Absolutely. This is the first program where it feels like all the things I've studied from all the grammar books and everything of that nature, I actually am using so much that I can, even though I might not physically be able to say it so much, when I'm hearing it, it's translating because I'm hearing Spanish so much. All the fluctuations of information and stuff, it starts to click. Uh, so, and that goes with podcasts, movies, like just whatever. When they're talking, sometimes it's too much. Sometimes I'm learning through context that just because the book says something like conocer is to be familiar with, if they say, conocida Costa Rica, oh, you're familiar with Costa Rica like you've been there? I did not know that. I thought, oh, yeah, I know. I've heard of Costa Rica, of course. I haven't been there, but I've been to like Peru and Brazil and a bunch of other countries too, like Korea Sud, Mas. But uh, anyway, it doesn't matter right now. All that matters is that, to tell the truth, I am doing amazingly well considering Spanish. I would like to have a Spanish girlfriend in hopes that maybe I could find someone very passionate and loving that is very family oriented and focused on that very goal. Is You know how it is, man. You got trying to find what you want that shares your values. It's tough. But anyway, all right. I am looking forward to that, though. What the heck does that say? Oh, yeah. I already talked about physical media. Dude, I've been on a tear. DVDs, books, CDs, all of it. I've been going probably a little too crazy. I need to chill out, especially with the Spanish, because trying to find a ton of shows in Spanish, I don't want to use Netflix. I don't want to use all that stuff. I want to actually own the things and utilize it over and over, because I've already had a couple of shows where I'm like, oh, I like this. I will listen to it in Spanish. And then either it isn't in Spanish, and I'm not going to buy a VPN to bounce around in hopes that it is, or they take it off. And I'm like, well, what's the point? I'm over it. Let's just get the shows. And then on top of that, anime in Spanish, YouTube is actually pretty goated for that, but they use all these like secret tactics in order to keep it online, or else they'll get in trouble, right? So it's been hard to find exactly what you want. A lot of it is very, very generic. Um, so I was able to find someone that puts them, don't really care that it's bootleg or whatever, as long as I get my stuff and I can practice and I can practice. I like anime, so it is what it is. Some other stuff too, but beside the point. So as far as wealth, so speaking of which, because of that, I have a very serious problem, and I recognize this. When I am in a relationship, I will go overboard to make that person happy to the point of uh, detriment, self detriment. Now, I have to say that I will also self destruct with buying. Because I always have so many goals, I will buy to complete an idea that would build a goal as my way of pretending I'm still getting ahead in life when I'm just treading water, when you're not able to push in something you're trying to achieve, because it feels really crappy, right? But if you get all that stuff, you're like, ooh. If you look, which I'm not going to sit there and point to you, I have multiple Pimsleur courses all sitting on this bookshelf over here. And I'm going to tell you right now, I only did a little bit of the Japanese, and I did I'm on the fourth level of Spanish, so I'm over 100 lessons over the 150 total. I'm killing it on that bad boy. So I'm stoked I did it, but I've had a lot of weird drawbacks. My phone broke, so I can't use my cable to plug in, so I can't sync from iTunes to it. So I had to buy a cheap little player that I plug in my computer, and now I wear headphones and listen to it in the car on the way to work, and that's how I do my Pimsleur now. Dude, it took over a month to get here. Same thing with the toggles. It took a month and a half to fix my switch light and my switch left Joy-Con to be able to replace that, because the first two I got were crap on both of them. So, you waste all the time. You're like, I'm so frustrated. But I got some good ones, so we're all good on both. Pretty stoked about that, by the way. So, anyways, I will get to push on that. I've got, Korean. I've got Mandarin. I have Asamil Spanish. I actually have, what do you call that? the Rosetta Stone, a bunch of other programs like other old school Fluents and stuff. But I didn't know because they don't support it, you're not going to get any help and you're not going to get much out of the program before it doesn't work. So, kind of been, I've had to be more careful. Been very easy to waste money and then go, oh, it's completely worthless. This sucks. So, just a fair warning for those that are learning languages. They're trying to push everything app only, whatever, blah, blah, blah. Dude, I do not want to pay monthly subscriptions. So, speaking of, with that being wealth, trying to pay off debt, I want to get the loan for her car because I'd gotten her 2022, what do you call that funny thing? A Challenger. So, because of that, it's way higher interest than it's supposed to be because I already had so much debt in my name with a new house, with a new car that I had to get because my car, the repairs are so astronomical. It was just more worth it to get a car, which really sucks. And then I went way too expensive because I'm an idiot. Anyway, let's just say sometimes my decision making is not the smartest, to put it in the most lightest sense. So anyway, all right. So I also want to build up the 2-month emergency fund. I've actually I think I'm getting really close to 1 month. Because I've finally been able to work the 4-day 12s, because I work Friday through Monday. Very strange schedule. And then I flip my sleep schedule and then watch the kiddos from Tuesday to Friday and hand them off to her right before I go into work. So that's been pretty crazy. But all in all, my goals, I really want to get to intermediate level in Spanish. Like, to me, that's the biggest goal. If I could have anything and be super stoked about it, I will not lie. It'd be that. Especially because if I can get like a Spanish girlfriend or whatever, they would only help increase my level a millionfold. And hopefully we mesh and, all the other stuff for the family thing. Because that's all I give a shit about, is having a family, having a nice life. And then all the other stuff is extra on top of that. That's supposed to be the base. It's not, so I just got to work with it the best I can. So, also, as far as gaming goes, I am pushing Smash only because I have the tools to do it now, but I won't lie to you. I'm working on Corrin because I really like her cadence as a sword character. A lot of the other sword characters, I always wanted to have a sword character in my repertoire, and even though I really like Lucina, for example, I'm going to tell you right now that like her, Byleth, some of these other characters where I was using, not Byleth, but Smash 4 to kind of get a feel for it, Shulk, all that. I don't like the feel of them. It's not what I'm looking for, but Corrin, I don't know. I might be onto something. I also seem to like stun moves with, Zeus Samus, Corrin. For whatever reason, I keep trying to play Mario still, but I just really suck with him in Ultimate. A lot of issues stem from the fact that a lot of multi-hits in 4 you fall out of. And my STI isn't really that bad now. A lot of like small fundamental habits are getting there. However, I will still say that there are huge moments of issues, just going in too much or not reading the situation, not trying to add different levels of pressure. Because even against the computer, there's certain things they do that are just phenomenal, and you just got to pay attention and try to emulate it. And then when they don't play good Smash, you just got to ignore it and, well, play again. So I can play the 1,000 matches to the 100 you're going to play online, because my online sucks. So anyway, thanks guys for listening to me rant. Goals 2025, intermediate Spanish, hopefully be a badass at Smash, and work in some Virtua Fighter before 6, and get my wealth in an okay position, and hopefully find love. And I did have content. We'll see. We'll see what happens with that. I'm going to try to post starting with this. Let's see what 2025 brings. I wanted to bring a Spanish channel specifically designed to show you what a beginner getting into intermediate level looks like, because I've never seen it on YouTube. I'm not absolute beginner. I've been studying Spanish for a long time, but I'm talking something more unique. I have another channel on YouTube. I was using it to test other kinds of videos, so maybe I'll use that. So anyway, stay frosty, my friends, and take care.